And hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us live on Facebook and YouTube. It is the Real Estate Show, a little change from the past. And let me get all the cameras up here. There we go. That would be helpful. Hey, it's first week jitters and changing a few things up here. So welcome to the Real Estate Show. I'm Mark Newstater with eXp Realty, joined by my wife Natalie, and but Natalie, Jaden is always here, so he needs no introduction. But Natalie has just been licensed as of yesterday, so woo! We should play
Mm.
some sound effects here.
Woo!
Congratulations, Natalie. So for
Thank you.
those that, what's that?
I said thank you.
You're welcome. So, for those that don't know you, talk a little bit about what kind of brought you to this place. Your background is in design and staging. You've done so much staging for our clients, and
Mhm.
why we're here today.
Well, we're here today because it actually just seemed like the natural transition of living, right? Staging is something that I sort of fell into a little bit. I started out doing interior design, and then obviously being married to a realtor, I met a lot of other realtors, and I was able to sort of assist them in the home buying process or the home selling process, pardon me. And I just really fell in love with that notion of helping families and people move into, their dream home or, maximizing what they can. And I've met people in all sorts of different situations, from sad to amazing. And I
Yeah,
just wanted to be a part of that. So it just made sense to go into real estate. And it just sort of, I feel having a staging and design background does actually, it complements so well. So I think what I can bring to the table will really benefit both buyers and sellers.
yeah, and
So,
and you know what? You're amazing with people, and you have a great design eye. But I think more important than that, or as important than that, is you are. And I'm saying this because you're my wife, but you have a super soft heart, and there are people that we deal with going through all different types of situations. And Jaden, you
yeah.
can attest to that, right? Like it's never the same thing twice, and so I am just so pumped to team up with you, and I know Jaden is as well. So, yay! There we
Well,
go.
Yeah,
yay.
and
Thank you.
I'm
Awesome.
going to jump on that bandwagon as the non-husband. I'm very very excited about what this is going to do for us as a group. Love Natalie. Love
Yeah.
everything you're saying about her
Oh,
is absolutely true, and I think it's just going to make us better able to serve the people that we're working with. We're very excited.
Yeah,
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 absolutely.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. All right, guys. Well, here we go. Let's go see if I can get this done right now. Hold on. We got technology issues. This is a new app. There we go. There's our weekly stats, and had to adjust them slightly. So, um, we'll roll through these weekly stats. We've also got Jaden's mortgage rates updated. We're going to talk about some community events, and then Natalie's staging corner. This is a bit of a surprise for you, Natalie, but I pulled some photos from your past, and we're going to take a look at those. Should you stage a home when there's no homes on the market and everything's selling so quickly? So we'll get to that here in a second. So when we're looking at this past week in Calgary, it's the same story as really the last four, guys. New listings only 175 for the detached side of things. Solds 202. Sale to new listing ratio, again, it's 115%. So this is where it's so important that we are telling our story here in Calgary and how it's so different than what's going on in Vancouver and Toronto in particular. Um, Days on market dropped slightly to 38, 171 price reduction. So look at the price reductions there since the end of October or mid October to this week. That's a real trend, right? Like we are well into the 200s. I need to see it on my bigger screen here. 218. We're 50 price reductions less per week than we were 4 weeks ago. And then when
Mhm.
you look at the active detached listings, down to 1584 from 1757 4 weeks ago. I mean, that's big, right? Even our total active, and again, if you've never seen the show before, we don't include pending listings. So if you were to, Google current active listings in Calgary, it always shows pendings, and I feel that that's not 100% accurate because uh, you can't buy that home right now. You can make a backup offer. So total active
Yeah.
at 3101. And then when we look at a year ago this week, things are very similar to what we have been seeing. We're still, there's the active listing. So we finally have dipped now below 20%. And Jaden, you can comment on this as well, because we've really been seeing 20, 21, 22% difference year over year. And I would say this is the first week in a long, long time that we've actually seen it below 20%. Hey?
Yeah, and it seems to be floating around there. Like you say, consistency in this Calgary market, right? But slowly coming down now.
Yeah, exactly. So you see here the days on market there at 38, and then over to you, Jaden, with interest rate news.
Yeah, and really, there's no news. It's all the same as last week. There haven't been any major changes. We've seen the major changes. There's going to be some movement on fixed, and so we saw them jump back up, and now they're starting to come back down. And the uninsurable, which is the 30-year AMs and the refinances and rentals and things like that, is moving in a little bit of a different direction. But for week over week, we're consistent on rates. And I continue to get those conversations about, should I lock into a fix? Should I be going with the variable? What's going to happen? And my answer to that is totally dependent on your personality. I don't believe that the 5-year fix at 5.29 is the best product for a customer. It's going to save you the most money over the next 5 years. But if you are going to have a heart attack when rates go up another half a point on the variable side, and you just can't take something that's not consistent, and you're comfortable with the payment at 5.29, you're comfortable with that payment and know that you can make that comfortably, absolutely. I can't tell. I know that rates are going to continue to go up on the variable side. Everything else is just conjecture, right? So
Yeah.
Do what's most comfortable for you. I'm happy to support you in any way possible. Just give you the information to make the best decision for yourself.
Yeah. And on that note, so one of the clients that Jaden and I have been talking to, gosh, for probably 6 months now, just was chatting with him yesterday, and he said, I'm concerned about the rates going up, and hence I don't really want to sell or buy now. So yes, if you were, if you can't afford the payment for the house that you absolutely need, I think there's probably some validity to holding off. Mm-hmm. However, there's so many other factors. So in this example, the guy is selling a row townhouse in Northwest Calgary. So we know that row townhouses are in very short supply right now. So he would probably do very, very well on a sale, maybe even get more than he would have gotten in spring. Hard to say, but that's a possibility, right? And then when you look at the home that you're purchasing now versus spring, maybe that house was $100,000 more, 50 grand more, 75 grand more. And yeah, there's less supply for sure, but there's also less buyers in the market. So it really is a case-by-case basis. The best place to start is always with Jaden with that pre-approval, and then we can kind of go down the road with you and see what's going to work best for you. If that means buying now or waiting for 6 months or a year, which we're always happy to do. Now it's staging corner with Natalie.
This is a throwback.
Right. I was just going through some old photos, and I thought you'd like this one. So this is
my goodness.
So this is this is some context to this conversation. Maybe tell us a little bit about this home that you stayed.
So this was quite a big house up in Airdrie. A family with 2 teenage boys who basically just had the run of the place. They just did whatever they wanted. They played hockey upstairs. You can see in the photo above the kitchen island, there's no shades on any of the pendant lights because they broke them all. So my biggest job was to go in and just sort of reiterate the whole thing with staging. It's not about what you would like to live with, because there's a very big difference between staging and design. So with staging, you want to appeal to 85% of clientele that is coming in, of buyers that are coming into your home. So it's decluttering, it's depersonalizing, it's making maximum flow of every room and showcasing each space so they see, okay, well, this is where we would watch TV, right? There's a good example. So after I got them to clean, that's the other thing, it has to be clean. Yeah. We reconfigured the sofa and the love seat and the chair and everything in the family room. So it was much more, had better flow. Obviously cleaning up the kitchen, doing all of that kind of stuff, replacing the light fixtures. That kind of thing says to buyers when they come into a house that's done some work and done a little bit of staging that you care about your property.
Yeah.
Because if you go into a house where it looks like it's been destroyed, they automatically, their first assumption is you haven't looked after the property.
Yeah.
And that there's going to be something else wrong. So it's that automatic assumption. It happens within 2 seconds. Even coming up to your front door. If you have a lot of weeds and a lot of garbage sitting out front of your house, that doesn't show well for people. It's immediate. So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I was just going to jump in there to say that, so that's a service that Natalie and I offer as your agents. And it's so cool that we're going to be able to get to do that with her as a licensed agent. So whether you're in a good market, bad market, as a seller, everything in between, staging still always helps you. And staged homes sell more quickly, right, Natalie? And they sell typically for more money.
Typically for more money, than an unstaged home, for sure.
Yeah,
people don't have imagination, right? That's part of the problem. So if you stage a property, then they go, oh, well, this is where I can put my sectional, or I can do this. So
yeah, exactly. All right, guys, here's our social calendar. Jayden, for you, there's events for you and your little kids. There's events for Natalie and I think, wow, and you could come too. Like, you could just get a babysitter. But here's what we have going on. And, I think we'd be remiss if we didn't say that it's Remembrance Day tomorrow. So we think about all those veterans that have laid down their lives for our freedom here in Canada. So if you want to celebrate that, and I'm going to have to look at my big screen here. So there's a Remembrance Day service tomorrow at Fort Calgary. And then, of course, on Memorial Drive, and I'm forgetting the name here, Natalie, if you remember it, obviously the place they've been doing events all
the Memorial.
Yeah,
the Memorial Park or whatever it is.
The cross is there. Yeah,
the cross is there.
Then there's the Enchanted Dinner at the Calgary Zoo, 4-course dinner in the conservatory. It's enveloped in holiday sparkle. Holiday sparkle. There you go. Disney on Ice. That's pretty self-explanatory at the Saddle Dome. This is a new event here coming up at Stampede at the Nutrien Event Center. So essentially, it's like Christmas traditions from around the world, and there's tons of lights. I'm super interested in this one, not only for the around the world thing, but also for the indoor thing. Because those that know me know that I absolutely do not like the cold. And I love zoo lights, but, it's all good. So that's happening from the 25th to the 31st. So that's coming up in a couple of weeks. So these are some that are coming up. They're also in our monthly newsletter, so reach out to us if you'd like to get on the newsletter list. Free skating up until December 22nd. So that is actually sponsored by a friend of mine on the Calgary Stampede Committee I'm on, who owns New York Fries. So that's super cool. Of course, Zoo Lights, that starts November 26th. And then the Candy Cane Gala at BMO Center at Stampede Park. That benefits the Alberta Children's Hospital. So get on tickets for that. And that is about it for events as we go back to our split screen here. So there we go, guys. First real estate show in the books. Jayden, thanks so much.
Boop.
What do you got?
Loved it. It's great to have the rose between two thorns here, right? So,
right?
That's why I wore pink today.
Yeah, right. It's about time. What do you guys got going on this weekend? Anything exciting?
No, just like you said, so Remembrance Day tomorrow, and of course we're thinking about that. My boy was born on Remembrance Day, so 1 year old, and getting some family together. Very excited about that, and just enjoying some time together.
Awesome.
Excellent.
We what are we doing? We're I'm sure there'll be some football watching and probably some client meetings and things like that. But again, everyone, tomorrow, take a moment at 11 a.m. on the 11th day to remember those that have served and lost their lives. And I would also suggest that we remember those that are currently serving as well. And thank you so much for your service.